Hey guys, it's Megan and today I'm coming at you with products I regret buying. And I wish I could have the money back for all of these things. And pretty much all of them are high end, which makes it even more painful. But I thought this video would maybe help you guys if you're looking into any of these products. And it's not to say they're horrible, but they just don't work for me, or I just don't reach for them over other things. And I'll explain why I regret buying each and every one of these, because some of them are really upsetting, because it's like I like them, but then there's something about it that I would just rather have the money. And I'm trying to be so particular with my purchases. I always am, but now more than ever, I'm just like really trying to be extra picky. If I could go back in time and not buy them, I would do that. And so hopefully I can save you guys some money, and hopefully no one gets upset if these are your favorite things. If they're your favorite things, I'm glad. I'm happy for you. They just don't work for me, and I wish they did, because like I said, I did spend my money on them and I wish I could have it back. So let's start with one that like really pains me, and this is a Tom Ford palette. And Tom Ford palettes are really expensive, but I only ever buy them on sale. So I bought this one on Saks Off 5th, and this is still currently available, and it is $59.99, so it's still very expensive for an eyeshadow palette. It gets very fingerprinty because it is fully like mirrored. It's so cool. And this is the Badass Quad, and obviously it is stunning. Like, it is so pretty, and I love this top shade especially. This, like, I always think of it as like a cashmere, like champagne-y taupe. It is so gorgeous, and I actually have my lower lash line smoked out with this today because it just is such a pretty color, and I reach for that a lot. But the other three shades pretty much look exactly the same on the eyes, and the only one I really reach for is like this really metallic gunmetal. That is pretty like unique, I would say, to my collection, and those two just go beautifully together to make a smoky eye. But the other two, even though this one looks like burgundy, it shows up just black on the eyes, and then this one is like a black with little shimmers, but when they go on, like, there's very little differentiation even in the swatch, but then especially on your eyes, they just look the same. And I wish I could have my $60 back. Like, even though this one is super pretty, I have things similar to it, or similar enough that I could easily live without it. And I do really love this, but it's not worth $60 to me, because really there's only two shades in it. It's more like a duo than a quad, since I don't really reach for those two deepest colors. So unless you wear a smoky eye like every single day, like a really, really dark smoky eye, I don't think this is a really like useful palette in my collection. It's just kind of like meh. All my other Tom Ford palettes I love, and I think they really stand out in my collection. This one I would definitely return if I could. This palette, it really makes me sad to say I regret buying this, because it is really pretty, but I never reach for it. And it's the Dior Backstage Glow Face Palette in 002 Glitz. And I love that you can see through it. That is like a big deal to me, because I'm a type of person that if I don't see it, I totally forget it exists. So it's nice that it's that see-through packaging, but these shades just don't speak to me. And I ordered this online during one of the Sephora VIB sales, and if I would have seen this in person first, I never would have bought it. And it is really pretty, and I've used it quite a bit. Like, you can see especially the highlight shades have a lot of wear to them. There's like a more yellowy and then a more peachy highlight, and they are gorgeous. Those are the ones that I've used the most out of the palette. But then this like peachy blush or blush topper. It's just very chalky. It's like really white based or something. Like it's just so light. It's basically like a highlighter, but it has like an orangey tone to it that I just don't really like, and it's a little deep for my skin tone to be a highlighter. And then this like bronze shade I have used as like a kind of just like warming up the face, like blush bronzer type of thing, but it's very reflective, so I can't really use it as like, I don't know, like a bronzer because it's just so shiny. Like all of them are really shiny, which like I know is the point. It's a glow face palette, but if I could go back in time, I would either buy the #1 shade or I just wouldn't buy this at all, because although it is really pretty and nice, I just don't reach for it over other things. And I will definitely like use this, and I really would love to like hit pan and use up these shades, especially the top two that I use the most and use them as eyeshadows and stuff, because I've used it too much to like give it to someone or return it or anything. It's been too long anyhow. But yeah, if I could go back in time and not spend the money, I would do that. I'm so glad I didn't buy this next product at full price because I cannot use it. And it is the Pat McGrath Fetish Eyes Mascara. And I recently used this in a Get Ready With Me and said how amazing it is, because it is amazing for volumizing your lashes. It has a huge brush with a really great formula that puts a lot on your lashes. It's great if you like volumized lashes. If you like separation and definition, this is not for you. This is very like voluminous, clumpy, all of that. The problem with this is that it irritates the crap out of my eyes, and it's pretty fragranced. Like I noticed that right off the bat, but I don't know, I didn't think it would have as bad of an effect on my eyes as it does. And I bought this around like Black Friday, Cyber Monday for only $10. So I'm so thankful, because this is like a $30 mascara. And I basically have to throw this away because I cannot use it. It makes my eyes so red, and I've had like a lot of eye issues in the past year. So I didn't know if it was like this was irritating them more. Like my eyes had issues before using this, but this just doesn't help, and it's not worth it to have like red eyes but nice lashes. Like it just is not a cute look, and it makes my eyes so dry. So unfortunately I just have to throw this away because I'm not going to give this to someone else since I've already used it. And it's just such a bummer because I love how it makes my lashes look. But I have been using, and I'm wearing today, the Lancome Monsieur Big mascara, and it gives very similar results for like if you're looking for a volumizing mascara that doesn't at least irritate my eyes. So this is such a bummer, but I am so glad I didn't buy it at full price. This product I'm just kind of like about, and I wish I could get the money back. It's the Shiseido, let's see, the font is so small, Synchro Skin Self-Refreshing Concealer in 102 Fair. So I heard about this like a year or two ago in one of Tati's videos, and I really miss Tati. I hope she comes back to do videos eventually. I hope she's okay, and yeah, but I just really miss her. And I bought this on her recommendation because she said that this like doesn't crease under the eyes. The whole marketing idea behind this is that the self-refreshing thing makes it so it doesn't like settle, and I don't have a lot of like under eye wrinkles or fine lines, but I do have like some expression lines that have become more apparent as I've gotten into my later 20s. It's not even that big of a deal, but I was like, if I can use something that doesn't settle into them, like how amazing would that be? So the first thing is the color. So of course I bought this online, and the color is like, and I don't know if it'll really show, it like looks like a perfect match here, but under my eyes, and maybe it oxidizes a little bit, but under my eyes, this is way too yellow. Like, it's a little too deep and a little too yellow. Like, you don't want your under eyes to be too dark. You want them to be like brighter usually, or at least like match my skin tone. And this just is slightly too dark on my skin, and I only use this under my eyes. So that's obviously a negative. And honestly, I don't think that it doesn't settle. Like, I think it does a good job at being a thinner, more pigmented formula that dries down. Because of those things, it doesn't like really settle because it's not like creamy. Like, it doesn't stay creamy. So I don't think that this is like some miracle under eye concealer that doesn't settle. It's just like, if you don't use a lot of concealer, it shouldn't emphasize under eye like lines and stuff. So I don't know. I don't think this is really worth it, especially the color just makes me really not reach for it. And if I could have like the $20 to $30 back, I would definitely prefer that. This is the only product in this video that was sent to me in PR. And this is not a bad product, but I wouldn't purchase it. And I don't know, I just don't think it's like the best foundation. So this is the Bobbi Brown Skin Longwear Weightless Foundation SPF 15. This is the shade N010 Neutral Porcelain. I love that it's a glass bottle with a pump, and this color is great for me. It's a perfect match. And this is such a weird foundation because it is so natural on the skin. It is absolutely gorgeous because it is very just skin-like, like it says. But, and you can even see it on my hands, it really emphasizes like any peach fuzz, any texture, any dry skin, it will cling to and look horrible. Like, your skin has to be very, very hydrated for this to look remotely good. And I pretty much always use the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base with any foundation, and it just so happens that this is a Bobbi Brown foundation. So I used it with that primer and it looked stunning. I loved it. But when I would use any other primer or no primer, this looked horrible on my skin, absolutely horrible. This just isn't for me. I think if you have very maybe oily skin, but still, like, oily skin can be dehydrated, and I feel like this, you need to have really, really hydrated skin, like perfect skin basically, for this to look nice on you. And like, that's not why I wear makeup. Like, I wear makeup to help perfect my face, not show off the imperfections, you know? So this I just don't really enjoy. I really don't reach for this at all after I tested it out. And it's a shame because it does look really nice on the skin. And if you were like doing a photo shoot or something like that and you wanted to slightly perfect your skin but still look really natural, really, really moisturize the skin and then wear that and it will look stunning. But for me, I just want more coverage out of a product, and I don't want to have to worry about, oh my gosh, unless I do all these steps to make sure my skin is like flawless, it's gonna look bad, and that's just like not for me. Kind of similarly, this is the Colourpop Pretty Fresh Tinted Moisturizer. This is really nice, and if you were thinking about the Bobbi Brown foundation, I would say just try out this Colourpop one because it's similar, like very natural looking on the skin, not a lot of coverage, but it actually is more hydrating, so it doesn't have like that issue of really emphasizing dryness and like peach fuzz. But again, I don't wear products that don't give me a lot of coverage. I just feel like, what's the point? And that's just my personal like makeup preference. So if you like light coverage, it is called a tinted moisturizer after all, so I should have known. But I really prefer the Pretty Fresh foundation, that stuff is insane coverage, super hydrating and amazing. But again, I just never really reached for this, and if I could have the money back, I definitely would prefer that. This product, I just do not understand. This is the Jones Road Miracle Balm. And I got swept up into the hype. I got swept up in Bobbi Brown, like starting a new business, and this product is so like interesting and different, and I just don't get it. So I have the shade Bronze, and as you can see, I've broken the seal, which is what they say to do, to like dig in to make sure you get actual pigment on, like when you're applying it. Because if you just go on the top before you like dig into it, you won't really get any color payoff. But you have to dig into it. I feel like you really need to use your fingers with this because it works with your body chemistry, like your body heat. This is a really nice shade because for my skin tone, it just really like gives a nice like warmth that I don't naturally have because it really shears out. And I don't put it all over my face. I really just concentrate it on my cheeks, but it gives a nice glow. It's like really pretty, and I just don't get this. Like, the best way that I found to use it is underneath my makeup as basically like a bronzy primer, like hydrating type of thing. But I feel like then it kind of defeats the purpose. Like, why are you using this that doesn't really do a lot? Like, it kind of hydrates, it kind of gives warmth to the skin, but when I go over it with like foundation or concealer or anything, it mostly like covers all that up. And I use like moisturizer anyhow. Maybe if you don't really use moisturizer, this could like act as a hydrator because it has a lot of natural oils in it, so it's like a very, very hydrating product. But I just don't reach for this. I like it. Like, I don't think it's bad because it does what it says it will do. It hydrates, it gives a nice glow to the skin, it gives a little bit of color, but it's very sheer, which is nice. I just don't really reach for this. Like, maybe if I was going out and about, if we weren't like stuck in our homes, and if I went somewhere after work, I could touch up with this because I do really like it over makeup as well, like warm it up in your fingers and then tap it on mostly my cheeks, but like just refresh your makeup with it and add like a little bit of hydration and glow. I think that's nice, but I just don't do that. Like, I don't have any reason to do that these days, and I don't know. I just don't get that product. I don't really have a use for it, and if you have a way that you really like it and like to use that, please let me know, because I am so bummed that I just feel like I'm missing something, you know? And then another Jones Road product that I really wouldn't recommend, honestly, is the Just a Sec eyeshadow. So these are like a cream shadow. It's like very dry, honestly, and it's very sheer. Like, Just a Sec, the name is perfect because you literally can just swipe it on your eyes in like a second, and it gives you just a nice wash of color, and it's really pretty, but it's not super pigmented. I don't love the packaging because it's so small. Like, I feel like I can barely get my finger in there. But my biggest problem, even though all of those things I don't love, it creases in like minutes. It's like I will apply it with a primer and everything. Within minutes, it is in my crease, all bunched up, looks horrible. Yeah, you can like blend it out because it's more of like a silicone-y type of consistency or something. So you can still move it around and like get those creases away. But I don't want to have to keep doing that. Like, that is just not what makeup is to me. Like, I don't want to have to worry about it after I apply it, and it's just not special enough to make it worth it, in my opinion. And I just don't like that. So I would not recommend or repurchase that. This Holy Frog Shasta AHA Refining Acid Wash. This is like their #1 cleanser product. This is what really made them well known, and I just don't think it's that great. Like, I do like to use it when my skin is a little bit congested. I think it's nice to have some AHAs in a cleanser, but I think that acids in like serums and like topical treatments that you leave on the skin are more effective. Like, this won't do very much by just washing your face with it. And I feel like I need so much product because this texture, it just like disappears. Like, I'll apply it on dry skin and it just like vanishes. Like, I do not get this stuff. I need like 6 pumps of this to really like work it in my skin. And it's so different than my other Holy Frog cleanser, the Omega Gel Wash. I'm obsessed with that. I think it's one of the best gentle cleansers ever. And I only need 1 pump for that to do my whole face, and usually I go down my neck with it. So for me to feel like I need so many pumps of this to even like make it across my face is just bizarre to me, and I don't know. I just don't think it's really worth it, and I'm gonna use it up because I bought it, but I wish I didn't. But I'm glad I tried it since it is their like bestseller and all that. Okay, this was like a gift with purchase or something like that, but this is gross. This is the First Aid Beauty Weightless Liquid Mineral Sunscreen with Zinc Oxide SPF 30. So thank God I did not buy this, because this is like a physical exfoliant in your sunscreen, which is just like disturbing to me. So I have shaken it, I have done everything, I have read all the reviews, and other people say the same thing, that this has little like chunks in it. And so it is tinted, and I still have that eyeshadow on there, but I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but there are little particles, like little specks, little beads or something. I don't know what it is. It feels like sand, and it hurts. It hurts my face. It literally physically is exfoliating your face with those beads as you're trying to blend in sunscreen. Like, no, that is unacceptable to me. I find that to be so bizarre, and I have pretty sensitive skin and I rarely use physical exfoliants on my face, and so to have to blend in this tinted sunscreen, so I have to blend a lot, to have to rub those little like shards around my face, it is horrible. I only applied it 1 time and I was like, what is going on? And that's when I immediately checked the reviews, and other people say the same thing. Other people love it, so I don't know if it's just like some have those little sand particles and some don't. I really have no idea, but I am throwing that away. That is just so weird to me. And then the last product that, it's like I regret buying this, but I love it. It's a Sol de Janeiro Bum Bum or Boom Boom Soul Oil SPF 30, and it's like a sunscreen oil. And I'm actually wearing this today on my chest, and it gives the most gorgeous glow. The reason I regret buying this is that I bought it on sale, and I should have known. Why are they like clearancing sunscreen? It's because of the expiration date. So this expires in April 2021. And I have almost the entire bottle still to use because you need such a little amount. Like, the only place I am applying sunscreen right now is on my chest if I'm wearing like a v-neck or like a shirt that shows my chest. But the only reason I do that is because I sit in front of my windows for like my work desk, my work from home work desk. And I have no other reason to apply sunscreen to my body right now because my whole body is literally covered when I go outside. Like, it's so cold here, and it will be cold throughout like March. So by the time this expires, I will have barely been outside with like exposed arms at all. And it's so pretty. It's like a shimmery oil. Honestly, I'm gonna keep using this even after it's expired because I really like how it looks on my neck and chest. And once we do get to wear like tank tops and stuff like that, I'll put this on my arms or on my shoulders or whatever, because it looks really pretty. And the sunscreen is like an added bonus because this does smell like their Bum Bum cream, and it's just a beautiful scent. It's almost like a perfume with a like body oil, and it doesn't really linger, but when you apply it, it just smells really nice, makes your skin look good. So I regret not thinking about the expiration when I bought this, but I still really love this product and would recommend it as like a shimmering body oil. But just be sure to check the expiration if you're using it for sun protection. So that is everything, you guys. Those are all the products that I bought within the past year that I regret buying, and I'm sure there's been stuff that I decluttered in the meantime, but these are things that I've kept until now, and most of them I will be trying to use up. I'm going to pass on these like foundation and tinted moisturizer. I'm gonna throw out the mascara and the horrible sunscreen that I don't like, but pretty much everything else I'm gonna try to use or find a way to use it. I'm probably gonna get rid of this Jones Road shadow too. But yeah, so I hope this was helpful, and like I said, if any of these are your favorite products, let me know how you enjoy using them. Maybe we have completely different makeup taste or different skin types or something, so just let me know. And I hope you all are having a really great day. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye!